The woman bolted through the dense jungle, utterly terrified. A saber-toothed tiger was relentlessly hunting her down. She scrambled across the leafy floor, her white shirt soaked. The massive beast roared, baring its huge fangs. Trapped, she fell into the dirt, bruised and bloody. The predator leapt forward to strike. Suddenly, a heavy wooden spear impaled the beast midair. The giant cat collapsed, bleeding out instantly. A wild man in face paint and furs stepped from the shadows. Gripping a wooden club, the tribal chief glared at his kill. He crouched down, examining his blood-stained hands. Then he looked up, his jaw dropping in shock at the strange woman. The injured woman stared back, paralyzed. The chief stood frozen, bewildered by her bizarre appearance. Just then, the rest of the tribe burst through the trees. They immediately spotted the slaughtered tiger. The men erupted into shouts of victory. A rival woman, covered in red paint, raised her spear and confronted the outsider. The disheveled woman stood frozen. The rival screamed a fierce war cry, while a tribesman threw his arms up in shock. The rival aggressively inspected the woman's bleeding chest. The woman trembled, completely helpless against them. But the chief refused to let them harm his prize. He hoisted the exhausted woman over his shoulder and sprinted away. He paraded his capture past the roaring campfire, hauling her straight through the primitive village. He hauled her into his thatched hut and dumped her onto a bed of thick animal pelts. Panicking, she threw up her hands. "Stay away from me." Suddenly, a giant venomous spider crawled near her. She shrieked in terror, clutching her chest. But the chief just threw his hands up in confusion. "It's just a bug." She scrambled backward on the furs. The primitive man just stared down at her, trying to understand. Instead of attacking, he gently draped a thick fur garment over her shivering shoulders, pulling her close. The wild chief intimately leaned over her injured body, carefully inspecting the bloody scrapes on her face. Caught up in the primal heat of the moment, he leaned in. They shared an unexpected, passionate kiss. The next morning, the woman woke up safely draped in tribal furs on the woven mat. But her peace was instantly shattered. An intimidating tribal elder stormed forward, gripping her staff and glaring at the outsider. "Who brought her here?"